Step into the shadows with 10 brutal hidden horror gems you can stream right now. From pulse-pounding scares to twisted tales of terror, these chilling pics will crawl into your mind and stay there. Number 10. He's out there. Laura takes her 2 daughters to a remote lake house for a quiet getaway, unaware that someone has been watching them long before they arrived. Strange signs begin to appear. A trail of red string, eerie drawings, and a twisted tea party hidden in the woods. As night falls, a masked intruder emerges from the darkness, severing their means of escape and turning the forest into a hunting ground. With no help coming, Laura must shield her children and outwit a killer who knows every inch of the land and every step they'll take. What started as a family retreat descends into a nightmare of terror and survival. The film is a cold-blooded home invasion slasher soaked in suspense and isolation, where the silence of the woods hides a predator that never left. Number 9. Downrange.
Stay back! No! Fucking tell you! Hurry up!
A car laden with 6 friends breaks down on a remote highway, the result of a sniper's clean shot, and their roadside repair spins into terror. As they huddle behind the SUV for cover, the unseen shooter methodically picks them off, turning the road into a killing field with no escape. Bullets rip through windows and limbs while fear, guilt, and desperation fracture alliances. Karen's survival instincts clash with Todd's protective impulses as each move becomes a gamble. Downrange is a taut, brutal survival horror that marries slasher ferocity with sniper precision. It strips away motive and complexity, leaving only raw dread and the chilling question: when you're prey, every breath is a threat. Number 8. Depraved.
It was you! It was you who made me what I am!
Here we have man's essential impulse, violence.
Henry is a war-scarred former army medic whose nights are haunted by the faces of those he couldn't save. In a Brooklyn lab, he attempts to stitch life from death, cobbling together body parts and implanting a donor brain to birth Adam, a creature born from both grief and ambition. As Adam struggles to reconcile his new existence with the ghost of his past identity, Henry must wrestle with godlike impulses, guilt, and the monsters within. The experiment attracts dangerous attention when Polidori, a pharmaceutical magnate, seeks to exploit Adam's existence for profit. Depraved reinvents the Frankenstein myth as a visceral chamber drama suffused with existential dread, corporeal horror, and the fragility of identity in a world bent on control. Number 7. Blood Quantum.
Behind you!
You wanna live?
It's bad.
Ninagasi.
When the dead begin to rise, the Mi'kmaq community of Red Crow discovers something unthinkable. They're immune. As the zombie outbreak consumes the world, their reserve becomes the last stronghold of the living. But safety breeds conflict, and when desperate outsiders arrive seeking shelter, old wounds and new threats tear through their fragile haven. Violence, mistrust, and blood spill faster than the infection, and survival means facing enemies on both sides of the fence. With the undead clawing at the gates, the true horror comes from within. Blood Quantum blends apocalyptic terror with raw cultural fury, forging a nightmare where heritage is both a shield and a target. Number 6. Dead and Breakfast.
Girls and some men did ask me if I knew where they spend the night. Yeah, well this used to be such
A jovial road trip between 6 friends turns macabre when they detour into the tiny town of Lovelock and check into a quaint bed and breakfast. After a row with the chef ends in murder and the proprietor collapses, the group finds themselves suspects in a spiraling nightmare. An ancient wooden box is accidentally opened, unleashing a malevolent spirit that possesses townsfolk and drives them into flesh-hungry frenzy. As the friends scramble to survive, they fight through waves of undead, absurd musical interludes, and gory set pieces. The film is a gleefully outrageous blend of zombie horror, dark comedy, and camp. It thrives on its shameless genre mashups and relentless energy, a cult shocker that dares you to laugh in the face of mayhem. Before we move to number 5, I want to ask you something. I recently started a new channel called VHSscreams. It's where I tell true, terrifying stories mixed with chilling fiction, all in first person, so you feel like you're living the nightmare yourself. Each story pulls you deeper. The sounds, the fear, the moments that stay with you long after it's over. It would honestly mean the world if you checked it out. The link's in the description and at the end of this video. Only if you'd like to, no pressure. Just if you want to step a little further into the dark with me. Number 5, White, the Melody of the Curse.
다음엔 내 차례일지도 모르잖아.
The struggling girl group Pink Dolls discovers a mysterious VHS tape containing an unreleased track titled White. When they remake it as their new single, fame strikes fast. But something dark follows. As the song climbs the charts, each member begins to suffer gruesome accidents, their ambitions twisting into paranoia and terror. Behind the melody lies a curse born of betrayal, jealousy, and a voice that was silenced long ago. As the group unravels, Yoon-ju must face the truth behind the song's origins before the final verse claims them all. The film is a sleek, stylish K-horror that fuses idol culture with supernatural vengeance. It pulses with eerie visuals and haunted harmonies, turning the dream of stardom into a glittering, blood-stained nightmare. Number 4, Cub. Sam, a quiet and troubled 12-year-old, joins his scout troop for a weekend camping trip deep in the woods. While the leaders tell spooky stories to scare the boys, Sam becomes convinced that the legend of Kai, a feral child lurking in the forest, is terrifyingly real. As traps begin to snap shut and members of the group start disappearing, Sam is forced into a deadly game far beyond anything he imagined. With the adults oblivious and the forest closing in, the line between myth and murder vanishes. Blood stains the soil as innocence is buried under cruelty and violence. Cub is a brutal coming-of-age slasher set against the eerie stillness of the wild. It turns childhood adventure into a waking nightmare where monsters wear masks and mercy is left behind in the trees. Number 3, Red, White, and Blue.
You're not gonna do anything stupid, are you, Frankie?
What are you doing? Do you ever cut yourself, Erica?
Erica drifts through the bars and beds of Austin, emotionally withdrawn and habitually disconnected, keeping a Polaroid record of her partner's yet refusing attachment. But when Nate, a haunted ex-soldier working at a hardware store, moves into her world, their tenuous bond sets off a chain of violence and revenge. Frankie, a desperate musician who contracted HIV after sex with Erica, abducts her with the help of friends, dragging her into a tragic spiral of hatred, betrayal, and retribution. As secrets are unearthed and loyalties shattered, Nate reveals depths of control and vengeance far beyond what Erica ever imagined. The film is a grim, heartbreaking thriller that blurs the line between victim and predator. Number 2, Below. The USS Tiger Shark, a U.S. Navy submarine on patrol in 1943, is diverted to rescue survivors from a torpedoed hospital ship. Among them is Claire, whose presence on the cramped vessel immediately unsettles the crew. As they submerge to evade a German destroyer, strange occurrences begin. Phantom sounds echo through the hull, crew members vanish, and the past refuses to stay buried. Trapped in iron and water, the men must confront the possibility that a vengeful spirit lurks among them. Below uses crushing claustrophobia and slow burn terror to twist the submarine into a haunted house beneath the waves. Number 1, The Cottage. David and his brother Peter hatch a desperate plan to kidnap Tracy, the stepdaughter of a powerful crime boss, and hold her for ransom in a remote country cottage. But the scheme quickly unravels. The bag of money turns out to be filled with useless papers. Tracy fights back, and the local villagers warn that outsiders don't fare well around here. As the night deepens, the brothers' squabbles grow dire, the body count climbs, and a deformed, murderous farmer emerges from the shadows. What began as a bungled crime caper becomes a gruesome struggle for survival. Directed by Paul Andrew Williams, The Cottage is a deliciously dark horror comedy that pivots from bumbling crime to brutal slasher. It thrives on its twisted tonal shifts, sharp dialogue, and gore that arrives when you least expect it. Here are 4 other movies you have to see. Black Water. A trio ventures into the mangrove swamps for a fishing trip, only to have their boat capsized by a monstrous saltwater crocodile. Stranded on trees and surrounded by murky water, they face a harrowing battle for survival against nature's apex predator. Fear rises with the tide, and every ripple could be death. Double blind. Seven volunteers join an experimental drug trial and soon learn that falling asleep means certain death. Trapped inside the facility, sleep deprivation breeds hallucinations, panic, and betrayal as sanity phrase. Their only hope is to escape, but the clock is ticking and no one can stay awake forever. The Pact.
Nicole?
Returning to her childhood home after her mother's death, Annie uncovers a trail of chilling visions and disappearances linked to a hidden past. As paranormal forces tighten their grip, a forgotten family secret surfaces with terrifying consequences. The house knows more than it should, and it's not done claiming victims. Don't hang up.
Time to decide what's more important, yourself or the people you love.
Two teenage prank callers are targeted by a vengeful stranger who turns their cruel games into a nightmare. As their friends disappear and their home turns into a trap, every call becomes a countdown. What began as a joke turns into a deadly lesson in consequences.